Hello, Brian the Fanboy here, and today I'm gonna talk about Count Dracula. Now, I know I said this before, but once again I'm gonna talk about Daffy Duck Quackbusters, and yes, but it's only be for the next few weeks, until Halloween month is over. Well, anyway, my first, at least my earliest memory of Dracula was of course from Daffy Duck's Quackbusters, and well, after one of them, sorry, after Daffy Duck sang his song, Dracula, along with two of his girlfriends, were there, and Daffy Duck and Daffy, he asked them to enjoy themselves, and Dracula and his girlfriends were laughing. Well, anyway, as I got older, I said a little more about the character. But before I get onto it, I should also include that not only did I learn more about Dracula over the years, but also vampires themselves. And some things I did learn, like I learned that they drink blood and they sleep in coffins. As for the whole cannot be in sunlight, that's something I learned sometime later. But I did see vampires, in cartoons before. Yeah, I think there was a vampire Animaniacs, and of course in I tried to figure out. Oh yeah, there was a tiny two episodes, where Elmira was got a bat that was actually a vampire in disguise. Oh yes, and about the Blockbusters. There was this part where Bugs Bunny he met a vampire who was known as Count Blood Count. And well, in that cartoon, Daffy went. I mean, sorry, Bugs Bunny went into the castle so he can use a telephone. And the count was like, "Rest first, telephone tomorrow." That's how one of the lines I learned from that movie. And yeah, it was a funny part about it that well, Bugs Bunny he learned the magic phrases abracadabra and hocus pocus. And well, whenever a Bugs Bunny said abracadabra, the vampire would turn into a bat. And whenever he would say hocus pocus, the bat would turn into a vampire again. And there was a funny thing, and my father even enjoyed it. We even talked about it sometimes when we were growing up. Now back to vampires in general. Yes, I did learn a lot of stuff about vampires. And oh yes, also there were some vampire characters in pop culture, mostly for children. For example, the Count from Sesame Street. Well, I kind of got the joke with his name already, because Count Dracula, the Count, and you count stuff, count numbers. As a kid, I kind of got that joke right away. And then the other famous vampire was the ghost, Count Chocula. Of course, when I was really little, I was afraid to eat. So I'm going to say Count Chocula. Yeah. But anyway, when I was very little, I was afraid to eat Count Chocula or any of the other monster cereals because you see what happened was that when I was really little, I saw a commercial for them, and in that commercial, the kids turned into the monsters, and they kind of scared me, and I didn't want to turn into a monster myself. Of course, now that I'm older, I know that's just entertainment. It doesn't really happen in real life. And I managed to, start eating Count Dracula as well as Frankenberry and Blueberry, once I became an adult. But that could only happen in October because I heard of some health problems for the, kids who eat that stuff all year long. Well, anyway, what else about vampires that I can say? Oh yes, and oh yeah, I remember now. There was this episode of Goosebumps called Vampire Breath, and I do remember the it was based on the Goosebumps books, and of course, it had a twist where it turns out the kids were vampires themselves. And anything else? Other thing? Oh yeah, I think Oh yeah, I think it was episode Are You for the Dark? That has something to do with vampires, but it was so long time long ago that I can remember. And there was a vampire in Big Bang Beetleborgs known as Count Dracula, who was a parody of Count Dracula. And there were like episodes. There were some situations you kind of cause or been involved with. Like for example, there was the episode where he was had to be brought by Vlad the Impaler. I mean, those who was supposed to be the king of the vampires, and there was this kid who was supposed to be a vampire hunter. Now, when I was a teenager, and when the provider my family was using at the time started carrying a history channel, I did see documentaries about vampires. You know how far they go. And well, my theory is that for how it started, I'm guessing that let's see, maybe in ancient times or maybe historic times, somebody saw something, and as the years as time went on, they give stories about what that person saw, and that's how the story of vampires got started. I mean, I don't know. It's just a theory I have. And of course, I did learn that the character of Count Dracula, he was inspired by a person whose name was actually Dracula. At least, I'm talking about, of course, the real Dracula, also known as Vlad the Impaler. And what I learned about him, that he was a warlord from Romania, and that he would impale his enemies. Yes, and he put the impaled bodies, lead them outside to warn anybody who might want to cause trouble for him and his kingdom. As for the movie Count Dracula, starring Bela Lugosi, I did rent it from Blockbuster one time when I was a teenager, and it was a good movie. I mean, I guess it was my favorite, but it was still a good movie. I mean, it's a classic, and I did see it again, many years later on YouTube. I guess you have to, if you want to see it there, you have to rent it or even buy it so you can watch it anytime you want. It's all up to you. And let's see what it. And there was, let's see what else I can say. Oh yes, now I remember now. I also read the book Count Dracula, or maybe it was just Dracula, but it was the book by Bram Stoker. And I read it 2 times already, and it was, yeah, I did enjoy it. And oh yes, also the movie Bram Stoker's Dracula. Although I never seen the movie, I think just like the Mary Shelley's Frankenstein movie, which is closest to his source material, I think Bram Stoker's Dracula movie could be. I'm sure that's the closest we have to a faithful adaptation of its original source. Oh yeah, no, no, I remember now. And I also, been a vampire for Halloween one time, well, more than once. In fact, I have a vampire cave in my closet over there. Not really right now because I was too lazy to bring it, but yes. And my vampire costume, it was the first thing I went at any cafe at all. I mean, no, 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 not first one. The first convention was for costume was the Ghostbuster Comic Con 2013, but going as Dracula, well, that was the first costume I wore at Anime Boston in 2014. I mean, I didn't have many costumes, as I do now at the time, but yeah. and and there was a lot of Oh yes, and when I was very little, well, I was really afraid of vampires because the idea of having your neck bitten and then turning into a vampire yourself. As a kid, that was scary. And of course, I seen. Oh, let me have it here. All right then, I fixed it. Well, anyway, yeah. But now, as I got older, I'm kind of, grew fond of the vampires, mostly because as I got older, I heard that Dracula has a way with the ladies, and I thought that would be kind of cool because I never had. See, I kind of had trouble getting a girlfriend in high school, and I guess in a way, vampires kind of have some kind of romantic notions as well. Oh yes, and there was also vampires in the night before Christmas, and there were even allies in a video game I have for the movie, or at least Uki's Return, which is a sequel to the movie. And oh yeah, and I have seen Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel, and of course I've seen the movie Van Helsing, where Dracula was a part of. Of course, I can't say. I mean, I think there's one of the movies before, to check it out, and I wasn't that much into it, probably because I'm kind of used to the traditional depiction of vampires, or at least the ones kind of used to when I was growing up. I mean, the whole Twilight thing didn't happen until after I became an adult. So technically, the traditional depiction, the traditional characteristics of vampires is something I'm more familiar with. Kind of on that side, rather than what the teenagers or young adults today are lacking these days now. And of course, Count Dracula is it's a classic character, and he's a it's an entertaining story. If you want to get into classic literature and stuff. But I think that's all I can say about Dracula and vampires. And well, I'll see you next time. Bye.